Hello everyone, my name is Uthris and welcome back to Medieval Engineers, where we're working on Bridgehaven here. It's been a while since I've given you guys kind of this overview of everything that we've done. You can see to the right the entranceway, the trade depot, and then we just start working our way through. You'll notice things get more dense from the right towards the left. The market's kind of spread out and open, so carts can get through a little bit more easy. And then the city to the far left right now, I went ahead and finished those other buildings that I said I would between the episodes, and I can actually show you guys what they look like now. I also added some battlements on the right side. As we continue to work on the city, I'll work battlements into the terrain and onto the actual housing structures to make it look a little bit more fluid. And yeah, so far things are going very well for us here in Bridgehaven. As you can see, we have a nice little side alleyway to get over here, and then this path actually wraps back up around to this back alleyway. I added a well back here, and let's see the other structures. I built these two row homes, added a different variant on a balcony. I also off-centered it. It's not quite as noticeable being off-center down here because you're walking through and this is kind of tight anyways, so you don't notice it, but you kind of really notice it when you're above, how it's off-center onto the larger structure there. But that's okay, because some asymmetrical assets are always nice to have. I will go ahead and show you on the inside of the large one because it's a little bit different. Let me grab my torch so you guys can see everything. So yeah, it has the stone kind of entryway here, and you can walk in. We got two rooms plus storage down here on the first floor. The staircases are kind of stacked on top of each other, which I think is a pretty cool effect. Two more rooms on the second floor as we lag our way through as always. Then we have a third floor, which has two more rooms. Missing a wall piece though. I'll have to fix that right now before I forget. There we go. And get our torch so everyone can see. So this room is a little bit smaller because this is the access point to the balcony. And then also we have our loft attic area, which I left open for once, which is a nice little change of pace, I think. Just need to add a little detail here because, let's see, can I get placement of this thing where I want it? Because it looks a little weird, those things kind of just setting off into space. Hold on, I'll get this. Don't you guys worry. This will be done. There we go. Much more nice, I think, at least. Okay. So that gives, something the supports to actually sit on, and of course it has a railing so people don't fall down the stairs. So we'll go ahead and out of this building. The other smaller kind of row home is pretty much the same as the others. They're pretty cookie cutter at this point, at least for me. It just has two stories. Second story is pretty big. You can install a loft. So the second story in this one is a lofted story. It doesn't have walls everywhere, so it's maybe a little bit different. The back here has a porch, just a full-size porch that connects to the back alleyway. Now, what I do want to show you guys is between episodes, I was trying to figure out some logistics in terms of the town and how it functions and things. Because, we want people to be able to get supplies throughout the town easy enough. And so if we go over to the trade depot, I built a covered wagon. And this covered wagon is actually fairly large. And I'm going to show you why you don't want a large wagon in Bridgehaven. So these wagons would come out here and drop things off. And as you can see, I even had to make a water ramp just for this wagon here. because it couldn't get up this way. So this way would just be for the smaller carts going into the town, and then this outside ramp would be the large carts dropping things off. But I do want to show you this cart because I don't show you guys many of my actual engineering things, actual carts and things of that nature. I don't build them very often, but as you can see, let me take this out into the light. It has kind of a detached front hinge to try and make turns a little bit easier for everyone. If I fly out here, it is empty because of course you can put crates in there as needed and change it up, but it's just a covered wagon design using windmill blades. Now the little front here, how you push it along, you know, you gotta be able to get in and out of it easy enough. So that's why I added the little hinge here on our door. So I'm gonna save because in case anything breaks. These type of things, of course, if you hit the walls too hard, they're going to break. Now, it's totally meant to be used while walking. It's not really efficient otherwise. In fact, there's still some hiccups with the thing in terms of it getting stuck on the terrain. And when it does, you kind of have to sprint to kind of just get over it. So we'll just go ahead, and I can show you that it does fit up this 3 wide ramp. But our pathways through Bridgehaven, well, they're 2 wide. So this thing does not make turns in Bridgehaven at all. I need a little bit more torque, so I just need to jog at this point. There we go. So you can see it fits up in here. It can actually fit into the actual trade depot itself. If we want to walk in, we can do so. It doesn't get hung up on anything. And then, you know, we could unload it if that was something we wanted to do. Reversing is not too hard. Though it doesn't have the highest turn radius, though you can kind of force it to turn just by pushing it, really. And so let's go ahead and show you guys, by walking down here, what it does when you try and take it across a bridge here in Bridgehaven. Those large merchants, you know, they're not really welcome into the city because of this reason. The wooden rope bridges are not very friendly towards these type of things. And so I think this episode, what I want to do, instead of working on the city itself, I wouldn't mind designing a small cart for you guys, so we can actually get goods shipped into the city a little bit easier than carrying it in at this point. So we'll just roll through here. So far, so good. No real issues. You know, you just kind of push the thing along, and we will go through here. Now, so I'll switch on walking again, because it's just easier to control when it's just walking. Now, through the bridge itself, it's not that bad. You know, it takes up the whole bridge, and if you're careful, you won't run into any hiccups. You can see the bridge kind of bending, though, as we walk across, because this is a very heavy object, and it's not even loaded with cargo. If it was loaded with cargo, I'm sure the bridge would be straining even more. But if we get up here to even the first island, the problem is it gets a little steep here, because the bridge is stretching and things. I had to kind of switch to a jog mode to kind of get more torque. But it can make it up here. Okay? This is great. This is fine and dandy. Everything is working fairly normal. The problem are these stairs. So the mechanism that I use to push the cart interferes with these stairs too much that I can't get them up it. And then also it wouldn't be able to handle the first turn. So we'll go ahead and back it out. And I'm sure everyone wants to see what this thing looks like if, say, you take a bridge a little wrong, and you just kind of give it a little bit too much of a shove, and then you lose control of it, and now it's hung up. And this is the worst case scenario of anything large in Bridgehaven. We have issues with this. So, you know, if I just kind of give it a little push here. Oh, there it goes. And it's free. And it completely breaks itself on the hillside and proceeds to pretty much roll down to its death at this point. It looks awesome. It looks really awesome. In fact, I really enjoy just dropping these carts. Let me look here at my thing. So where is my covered wagon? There we go. So I mean, just so this is why I love medieval engineers. I know I'm not really building anything at the moment for you guys, but so I mean, if I just kind of throw it, you know, you guys can see just the whole dynamic kind of breaking of things on hillsides. And this is basically what would happen to any cart that falls off Bridgehaven. And so we want to prevent this the best we can. Let me just clean up fractures here so we cut down on lag. That cart can just keep rolling down to the bottom and break, and yeah, it's gone. It's a done deal. So, what we need to do is come up with a small cart. And we're going to go ahead and start that now. So we need something that's going to be able to take those corners inside the town. So let's build a little bit of a workstation here while we work on this. Oh, also, you guys might notice I turned up the in-game music. If you guys want the music here, I'll leave it here. Otherwise, I can just mute it again if it's bothering you. Just some background noise is always nice, even though it sounds like we should be finding something. Okay, so carts. Let's start with something of reference. And so the reference that I want to use is one of these large chests with small ones on each end. So this here is going to be the size of our cart, I think. Now, we just need a little bit of a frame, of course, to go around it. Because what if, you know, we want to carry raw resources without trying to fit it in crates? Because crates, surprisingly, don't carry a whole lot of stuff. These small ones carry 2 full pieces of timber. Not the most efficient thing in the world to carry raw resources around. And there was a bit of lag there. And so it would be pretty nice to have a cart that is capable of carrying, say, stone, just raw stone, or raw timber through Bridgehaven. So let's grab our catch block here. And you want the version that has the flat back on it, because you don't want to do a full axle. There's really no point. And I'm really spreading out the wheels here because there's a lot of kind of high, low terrain, and you want the wheels as far forward and backwards as possible to assist with getting up things like that with ease. We'll just stack some wheels on here. And you want this thing narrow. Now the problem is it might be too long at this point. And the question is, how to get this thing to be pulled still have room. So I don't think I can fit through there. No. I might need to swing these onto the outside. so that space is usable. It's gonna interfere with our front tires, which is an issue. How about up there? Now, basically we need to try and figure out that locking mechanism that was on our other version. I can actually take that off of floating in the air. And then come down here and give us our bottom. Which is very much needed. Because the real version, I want to get rid of those chests and save it like that. Because in survival or any other game mode, you can actually just add chests as you need it. Really. Okay. That looks alright. Hope you guys are enjoying something a little bit different than just structures. We can delete these because we don't need them anymore. We do, however, just need a little bit of a floor. There we go. So that's a handy little cart. And the back end, it's going to be a little bit different than the front. Because the front, of course, is going to have that guard there. Back end's going to be pretty much open. Push that up there. And now we have to figure out this whole locking mechanism thing. I can so there's a couple ways I can do this. I can just make the thing just like that. Okay? Which is probably going to work. In fact, you can hop in to the thing. You don't really need that lock mechanism that I have. And this will work. Now the problem is it might be too long. So let's go ahead and give this a test. See if we can even make it up the ramp here. Do this in first person. So let's see. Let's make a wide turn. And here we go. Now it has to be able to make these 90-degree to... Okay, it does it. It actually does it quite well. And it's still spacious. It definitely can't hold nearly as much as the large carts, but this is definitely our in-town cart. I could even add a covered variant or something like that. So let's go ahead and test to see how well it handles actually going across the main bridge, what I might need to do to get this to work, and everything like that. The front end hitting those steps, because they're 45-degree angles. That's a pretty steep slope. Oh boy. I'm sorry for the lag, if that's bugging anyone. The frame dropping is, it's just to be expected in an early access game. If it's on the bridge, it's a whole lot better than the other version. So we'll just run up here. And this is what gets me excited about Medieval Engineers, you know, like transporting goods, the whole survival aspect is very exciting for me. So you can see we're just running into problems right there. And so we're gonna see if we can't shorten this and still make it effective. Like, I don't know if the character can even fit. Okay, I can. Good. I'm gonna walk. Alright, so it's gonna be hitting a little bit. And by hitting a little, oh, okay, come on, damn thing. Yeah, that's a problem. Let's see if pushing does anything different. No. Let's see. Tell you what, this is already going on quite a while for us, and for the ease of time, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the design of this. The basic shape is fine. I'm just gonna adjust some things, and we'll be back. I'm gonna hopefully give you guys a showcase of this actually working. Alright everyone, I had no idea this was going to be so hard. So the problem is that, one, I made the cart a whole lot shorter. Okay, I've tested so many variations of this thing, it's a little ridiculous. I spent a couple hours. So, the current version is this, and it's the smallest, it just fits one large chest. Alright? The problem is that even if this thing is so small, the problem is that the slope is so steep that the weight of it just overrides the characters. Even at this size. Keep in mind, it was almost twice as long originally. Well, not twice. A third. So, and the wheels were farther back. I even put the wheels forward to try and let that engage the stairs before, you know, running into it with the front of the cart. So at this point, I'm kind of at a loss for how to get these up a 45-degree slope. And because of that, there's a couple of ways I'm thinking about doing this. The first way is this over here, is to install a winch system on every one of these 45-degree angle slopes. And you just hook your cart up to it, you come up here, you winch it up, and then you reorganize it and you winch it up the next section. Now, my opinion, that's a little ugly. That really... I'm yawning, sorry. It's not really the most efficient way to do that. Because it's, you know, you're winching this thing up and it's a little buggy and everything like that. The next solution would be to actually rebuild all of these wooden stairs that are part of the pathway and swap them out for the 2x1 slope. And redesign some areas and try and get it working. I kind of don't want to do that because I love the way the wood looks, the way it's hanging off of the stone, and I just don't want the whole thing to become stone. I really wish they had a 2x1 wooden ramp, because I think that would look good. Yeah. The next method would be to install lifts. And lifts would be essentially, you hook your cart up to it and it would lift it up vertically, up, and then it would have a station and you would like shuffle it over and then back onto the path. I don't know how I want to do that yet. I want you guys to let me know what you think would look the best in your opinion, because all three are viable, they all work, it just takes time to do. And I kind of want to get that ironed out going forward, just so everything is cohesive. The main areas that, if I have to do the rebuild options, is that island there is a trouble island. The next island would be actually past the commerce district, and the next island would be this one here with the Merchant's Guilds, Merchant's Manor, however you want to call it. You know, I spent a lot of time on this thing to try and get that even structurally sound. So, I don't know how to do that one. And then this island here has wooden stairs. So there's only 3 spots that would need changing to get this to work. You guys can let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Or you can just tell me to stop wasting my time and just continue building and worry about that at the very end. That's fine too. And there's still a lot to be done anyways. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe for more creative goodness. And go ahead and check out my other videos if you are so inclined, if you guys are enjoying my commentary and little shenanigans here. And I'll go ahead. See you guys in the next episode. Yeah, have a good one.